speaking Nigerian English. Sorry for Nigerians here, but the movies from Nigeria is that Nigerians are very happy with us. The Indians are very happy with us because we consume and we don't think about the competition. So most of you can analyze my speeches then were that let's do our own content. Now, this content, if you look, even educational content globally, is 140 billion US dollars. And we said maybe we can even make 1 billion out of it, out of this. We have kids here who teach mathematics, which we can use, you know. Most of us are using content from outside. Most of you have their children with khanacademy.com. That is where they are doing their things. Nobody paid attention. Now, the scariest thing is that even as Safaricom's are investing in this sector, there is something we call OTTs. These are called over the top. These are the Googles, Yahoos, YouTubes. They don't ask for permission. They don't invest in the infrastructure. And if you don't have them, you are dead. So you have no choice. You have to have those OTTs. Europe has tried to fight it. We tried to fight it in ITU so that they can pay something. 3/4 of you have your emails in the cloud in those. And you are the people who would come to ask, do you think we should shut out Google? Do you think you can succeed with that? You cannot succeed with that. So the area we are headed to is that either you have content or you don't have it. If you don't have it, someone would supply that content. And they are actually supplying our own content. They will come here, they do Angurario at Erbur, and put it there, if we can't do it. But if you put it there, you, at least some money would be here, yeah? Some of you know Gangnam Style. How many of you know that? Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style, who can guess how many people have watched Gangnam Style? 3 billion people. 3 billion people have watched Gangnam Style. In the process, he has made $8 billion. $8 billion. That's a Korean young man who was just dancing on the street, and he has made that. I'm giving that example to show you that this new dispensation was not meant for just Kenyans. The new dispensation, you are looking at the market of 7 billion people, such that if your content is good, it can be marketed anywhere. Today, the most watched content from Kenya by Kenyans in the diaspora is who? Is Caroline Mutoko. Caroline Mutoko. You would have said Nation or KTN. Nobody's watching it because we have not organized the content in such a way that the busy people can see something. Maybe we break and say politics, political news, economic news, so that in 4 minutes, if I want to watch political news, I watch political news. If I want to watch economic news, I watch that. Social news, I can watch that. This is the direction we wanted to go, that you could get home because you have come home very late and search for the news around the topic that you wanted. But we could not allow this to happen, and it's simply because media does not allow debates around issues that touch them. They don't allow debates. They will bury you with your all whatever you want to say. And that is the sad thing about us, that we should be, even if it is us, we allow the debate to go, and be able to understand what is happening globally. Why would you change? Why would you have such a position? So in the days to come, we still have an opportunity that we still must prepare our own content to compete with the other content out there. If you look at the American TVs, they are not talking about platforms. They moved to IP long time ago. That's how a lot of our youth are watching Hulu, are watching Netflix here. And nobody is saying how many channels Hulu has in this country. So we are stuck with that KBC has 50 channels. Actually, it embarrasses the whole country when someone is channels. How many channels do you know YouTube has? When you start saying so-and-so has more channels than other person. It's actually totally embarrassing because digital meant that no matter how much content you had, it would find space. It would find space where people can see. The other thing is that if your license from CCK, and CCK was free to air, it means that it's free to air. Anybody can air it. If you don't want it to be free, then you make the content that you can put in the platform where you can make revenue differently. But this simple sentence that go to CCK and say, I no longer want the free-to-air license, all I need is a conditional license where someone would pay me for my content. But media would come out and they say they are watching intellectual property and whatnot. But when you actually look very closely, you get shocked. Why then did they go for free-to-air license? Free-to-air means I can actually pick it from anywhere and watch it from the air. I harvest it and I'm able to watch it. That is what it means. But we are stuck with the terminologies. We are not looking how we can leverage media, how we can leverage the new technologies to grow our economy. If we did, even for content alone, the Americans had come and told us from Disney and said, we would create a place here where we can tweak the US animation so that it looks like African animation. If you still don't understand, when an American mother talks to the son, he says, why are you doing that? African woman will say, hey, what did you say? You know, you tweak it so that it looks African. We had actually gotten Disney World to come and say that. Imagine how many jobs we would have created because we were stuck in fighting who is in what space. We still have the opportunity that content, and I will say several times, content is king. The platforms would change. They would continue to change, but content would never change because it's always accommodated as you move forward. Most of you saw the cassette player. The cassette, most of you saw it. When I ask my second years, they look at me like, which century were you born? And Mutua, you know how difficult it was. You love one song in between, you put it, you say, hey, Apple. And then when you play, it's not the one you wanted. Then digital came, you just press number 2, it is the one that you want to do. Why should we be stuck in the radio cassette era? Yeah, trying to get something that the news. Lastly, I will tell you a story that as I speak here, when I was in Form 1 in Nyeri, visit, And in the evening, I saw myself with my friend Gethenji on TV. He was not with me. So I ran, put it off, and I went to look for Gethenji so that we come and watch ourselves. Unfortunately, it was not there. And somebody must have been thinking like I was thinking, because that is what you find in digital. Your phone comes, you say pause. Then you listen, finish, and then you click and watch. So we think actually we are innovators, only that we don't have the confidence to. If I had the confidence in Form 1 then, I would have been the person discovering these new technologies. The opportunities are there. Let's get together, develop content, analyze. One other thing that we did that I really need the media would work on is that at the same time, we launched open data. And it took all the media to Strathmore and said, let's explain them how we do the analysis and reporting of this. They were bored with it, and open data died. If you want to talk about dealing with issues of governance in this country, we must have open data, which is part of the digital revolution, which we can change the world from this part of the world. We have been part of the world. Kenya became among the top in terms of software development, especially on the mobile platform. We can do it in the media. Thank you.